Hello and welcome. Today we have an unboxing video. This beautiful board game, Resident Evil by Steamforged games. Okay, so here we go with all the beauties. I've taken them all out of the box and I've taken off all the cellophane. But you get a lot of stuff with this. There was also something else inside which is basically a spoiler to the next Kickstarter campaign, so I will show that at the end after a spoiler warning, so stay tuned till the end if you want to find out what Steamforged is coming with next. So you get an absolute ton of stuff with this, absolute ton. So you get the main game, which can be played on its own. It comes with a load of expansions. We'll crack them open to see what's inside. But yeah, there's your terrain box with all your doors and all other bits and pieces like that. Kickstarter Exclusives, the Fallen 5, interesting Kickstarter edition there, which I'm glad I got. Then the retro pack. So yeah, let's start getting these open. Okay, so the first box. Let's see what we got. Got a nice reflective sheet. One of those moving ones. Very nice. So the very first zombie seen in the series ever. We've got the scenarios and the rule book. Very nice. Nice art on there. This is based off the remake, so not the original. The retro pack gives you some of the original art for some of the cards and stuff. There's the tiles. They look pretty decent. You can actually see them this time, because I backed the very first Resident Evil 2 game, and unfortunately, unfortunately, the tiles weren't the greatest. They were very hard to see. So let's see what we got here. These are our minis. These are very nice, very high quality stuff. Come on, focus. There he is. Our protagonist, Chris Redfield. Very nice sculpt. Very, very nice sculpt. I'll be painting all these at some point. And we've got Jill Valentine. Another very nice sculpt there. Got Rebecca Chambers. Another nice sculpt. And Barry Burton. Obviously the four characters that can survive the very first game are the four main characters. So it's like a four player co-op game, and you just work your way through the story fighting zombies. So let's have a look at these. Very nice. Some very nice sculpts for the hunters. Very nice. And you got Lisa Trevor, a new boss from the remake over the original. And you got the Tyrant. Again, a nice sculpt. That would look great. This would look great painted. Then you've got lots and lots of zombies. Many zombies. And those ones are Crimson Heads. So if you haven't played the original Resident Evil, why not? But basically, if you kill a zombie, and if you don't headshot it or burn it after it's dropped, after some time has passed, they will resurrect as Crimson Heads. And I believe in the lore, this is like the middle stage of becoming a lictor. So yeah, it's quite neat. 4 woof-woofs, 4 doggies, and even more zombies. Let's see if there's any more underneath. Oh, here we go, and we've got all our cards. So you've got, these look like your tension deck. Interesting mechanic to a game. highly recommend playing it. I've only played the Resident Evil 2, but I own Resident Evil 3 and as well, so I'll get to playing that at some point. Oh, interesting stuff. Different maps. So I'm assuming I believe with this one you build the map as you go. So it will turn out to look like the mansion map, I believe. Boss cards. So bosses can be quite difficult in this if teamwork isn't utilised properly. Another nice deck of cards. I'm unsure what these ones are, but I'm looking forward to trying it out. So that is the first box. That is the base game. So if you get this, you'll be able to play it with 4 friends. Yeah, and I highly recommend it because I thoroughly enjoyed Resident Evil 2 when I played it. And as I said, I've got Resident Evil 3 as well. I painted up most of the Resident Evil 2 models. So I will enjoy doing these because I've got all the Stars members, and I've always really liked the ideas of all the other Stars characters that you don't learn a huge amount about. But yeah, we'll go on to the next box. Okay, and here we are with box number 2. This is the director's cut. So let's see what we have inside. We have more rules. So this will be the rules to use, I assume, in the campaign, to include all the extra characters and extra monsters to increase the enjoyment and fun that you have out of this. As new characters, I believe, I've not read the rules myself yet, but I believe as you move through the main campaign, you can find other survivors, which are the grey ones, which are the more Stars members, and add them to your following and maybe send them off onto missions. A little bit more about the Kickstarter. So if you've not heard of Kickstarter before, it is a website where you basically back projects. So for example, this Resident Evil went live in October 2021, and I think it had over 9,500 backers, and the amount they accumulated for that many backers was well over £1.5 million. So they managed to, with that, it was a guaranteed success because they had much success with the previous Resident Evil games. They've also done other games like Horizon Zero Dawn. They've done a game of, I believe they've done a game of Devil May Cry and Monster Hunter. So it's definitely worth looking into. I will post the link to Kickstarter in the description. But yeah, so this is the director's cut box, which is additional content essentially. It's like DLC. So it comes with a load more character models. So you've got all the Stars members that unfortunately perish generally during the story mode. There you go. You've got Wesker here. Not to spoil anything, but if you know, you know. He's not a nice chap. Then you've got Brad with his helmet. Bit of mold lines there, but they can all be removed. The detail on these is wicked. Like I generally think details of 3D printed minis, like this is probably cast, wasn't it? So got the mold lines, but yeah, they are really, really good. And this guy I believe is Joseph. He's the guy that dies right at the beginning of the first game, the dogs, before you get into the mansion. Very nice. And you've got Richard Aiken. He's the snake guy. And if you know, you know. He's a cool character. I like him. You've got Kenneth, the very first, the first person you find in the mansion after you enter, unfortunately, being devoured by the very first zombie that you see. And then Forrest, Mr. gets pecked by crows, but very nice character. Very nice mini, actually. Gonna enjoy painting all these. This is Edward Dewey, Not many. You might, if you've not played Resident Evil 0, you won't know him, but he's a member of Bravo team. But he's not seen in. Come on, focus. Focus, phone. There we go. He's not seen in the main Resident Evil game, but it's nice that they've added him. And Enrique Iglesias, no. But yeah, he's the captain of Bravo team, and you do encounter him in the remake, which is nice. And then you've got, so they've added a couple of special modes. So there's like a traitor mode where you've got Wesker, the villain, the baddie, the bad guy. And then there's also a forest super zombie mode where he's covered in grenades. You can't shoot him, otherwise he'll detonate and blow up everything, including your face. So yeah, then you've got some more sculpts for Crimson Heads, some crows, some spiders, some snakes, and 2 chimeras, I believe they're called. Then you've got item cards that you find during the missions, and some more door cards. Well, some more tension cards and possibly character cards. Let's see if there's anything underneath it. No, not this one. Cool, so we'll go on to the next box and see what they've got in the next one. We'll be back in a moment. Okay, so next up we've got the next expansion, which is called the Leak Outpost. So, here's the instruction booklet. Again, this adds to the main campaign. And you can add things in. I think it's got like instructions on how to, yeah, go, campaign setup. So it tells you to remove certain cards from the main campaign and add these ones in from this box to further make the campaign more retelling of the main game, the main story. So again, we've got some more. Oh, it's going to be Plant 42. We've got more boards. Here they are. Plant 42 in 2 pieces. You've got Neptune, the big old shark. He looks happy, doesn't he? Ready to eat one of the characters. And in the main game, well, as we play through, probably more. That's a nice Neptune model. And then we've got Plant 42, which I assume this is the head for. Oh, that's got a bit of weight to it. That goes in there. That's a cool. Hang on, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. There we go. That's another nice mini. Plant 42. Hope you've got the flamethrower ready for this one. Or Barry's there to assist. Some nice minis there. And you've got the movement and attack cards of Neptune. You must have the other scenario cards in there. Yeah, Guardhouse, B5. So yeah, the way this works, I think this game works a lot differently from the other 2 games. As I say, I've played through Resident Evil 2 board game and I had a lot of fun with it because Resident Evil 2 is my favourite Resident Evil game. I've also got Resident Evil 3, but haven't had a chance to play through it yet. So I'll probably end up playing this one first because I do prefer this over 3. There's more item cards. Garden A. We'll see what that means when I come to play it. But yes, that is the, what was it called? It was the Leak Outpost Kickstarter edition. Leak Outpost expansion. So yeah, another nice one. And now we're on to the final expansion for this. Into the Darkness. So what are we missing? We've had Neptune and Plant 42. What other bosses were in there? The snake. Giant snake. Yawn. So I wonder, Into the Darkness, if that's what we're going to have in this one. And by the looks of that picture and those, probably a solid guess that we do. Some nice art in these books as well. Again, it's got like the little scenarios. As you move through, you unlock new areas, and don't know if you can do much backtracking in this game or not, but we'll find out. Oh yeah, and giant spider. What's the spider's name? Black Tiger. Nice name. Very, very scary. some more tiles. Very nice. And there we go. There's the beauties. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, see what we got. Let's do the black tiger first. You've got arachnophobia. Sorry. Yeah, nice. Again, a nice sculpt. I've got a few of these spiders, not this size, but from the other games. Some painted up. But yeah, they're nice. Again, a nice, really nice sculpt. And here's the big boy himself. Yawn. God, he looks menacing. Hello, my name's Yawn. How are you? It's a nice sculpt. I look forward to painting all these. Sweet. Again, some more item cards and different scenario cards and stuff. Locked areas. And Cave C6. Yawn. Some more boss cards. So the bosses obviously act differently to the normal enemies. They have an action deck. After each time you go, I believe, if it's anything like Resident Evil 2, the boss acts. Nice, very nice. I'll crack all these open at some point. But yeah, and that's the final main expansion, like the game expansion. To play the game, make the game as large and especially the campaign, make the campaign as lengthy as possible, which is quite nice, which I will enjoy doing at some point. Get some friends together and play that. If you're interested, let me know and I'll film the experience. But that is the Into Darkness expansion. Let's go on to see what else we got. Okay, so I've also got the retro pack. I never use them. I've got it for Resident Evil 3 and Resident Evil 2. Never used them in the game, but it just gives the item cards, the old school original Resident Evil pixelated pictures, which is a very nice touch. If the old school games are some of your favourite, then that's definitely something to look into. I'm sure these probably give extra bonuses and extra things to the game themselves, but I'll have to go through them all. There's all the monster cards, the zombies, the game that started it all, sort of. An all-time classic, but the remake is one of my favourite. Like I said, Resident Evil 2 is the game that I fell in love with zombies and survival horror. Played it probably when I was no older than 10 for the first time. So yeah, got a lot of history with this stuff. Great. Just lots of cards there. Oh, the Gold Tyrant, which I think goes with him. I think he was like a bonus mode in the original. I never had a PlayStation, so I never played the original. I played it on the DS, but my first experience was with Resident Evil 2 on the N64, and then I played Resident Evil 1 on the GameCube, which is an all-time classic. The remake, fantastic game. That and Resident Evil 0, but that is the Golden Tyrant as well. Again, very nice mini. I can't paint him because, he has to be gold for a reason. But let's see what else we got. Okay, so what have we got next? Let's have a look. Got the Fallen 5, the Kickstarter Exclusives, the dice. Very nice touch coming in a vial. I like that a lot. It's just these little things, these little additions that they do to makes it feel like they've put proper love and thought into this, which is really, really nice. Yeah, let's some more dice. And then this came with it as well. You've got they're like mouse mat material. So a nice board to play your game on, which is like have your stats and stuff to show all your inventory and the weapons and how much damage you've taken. So again, another nice touch. And we've also got a monster box. I won't open that up because it's just additional models, ones that you've already seen from the main game. A bunch of zombies, I believe, and oh, do you know what? Let's just open it up. Let's open it up and see. Yeah, so more hunters because more is always better. More doggies, more crimson heads, and a butt ton more zombies. So yeah, these will all be painted by me eventually. So we'll see how we get on with that. What else have we got on? Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got the Kickstarter Exclusives. So I believe these are some of the advanced models and some of the alternate costumes. So during the campaign to fund this, the guy running it, I believe his name is Sherwin Matthews. He's a really good writer. He basically did a choice-based system for the people that were backing it, and you could vote for which direction in the mansion you would go. And essentially, it allowed you to save other STARS members, meet them early. It also led to, unfortunately, the death of 5 of the STARS members. So they are the Fallen 5, because originally we weren't going to get an advanced model of them. Basically, advanced means they have a different model, a different mini, and their card has advanced on it, which also means they have different abilities. So each card, I think someone like Chris Redfield, main Chris Redfield, will have something called like Marksman, I believe, which lets him re-roll a dice on his turn, or more than one dice. I'll have to look into it properly, but his advanced character might have a different ability. So just examples like that. But again, these are really nice. Really, really, really nice. Badass. Badass Chris. You've got, there you go. Said flamethrower Barry earlier for the plant. There he is. A nice mini. Another Joseph, I believe his name is. Another Joseph mini. This is one of my favourites. Grenade launcher! Yeah! Yeah, they're the minis for that. So we'll look at them. We'll be back. Okay. So let's have a quick look at all these. All these out. Beanie hat, Chris. Nice. These are alternative costumes that you could get in the main game, I believe. That's badass, Chris. Another Chris. So there's lots of Chris models. Oh, there's a chilled out Jill. Come on, focus. There we go. These are nice minis. Very, very nice. Army Jill. That's a nice one. And another Jill. They do like their Chris's and their Jills. Well, of course they are. They're the ones that started the game. They're the ones that started the franchise. And you've got Rebecca. An alternative Rebecca. Very nice. Oh, look. Another Jill. This one looks like a uniform from a costume from Resident Evil 3. Nice. Oh, look. Another Jill running with a shotgun. Very nice. and Rebecca with a shotgun. That's a nice one. Cool Easter egg Rebecca with a basketball from Resident Evil 2. You search Wesker's desk 50 times. You found a photo of Rebecca with a basketball. Nice touch. Okay, so next up we've got the Fallen 5. Here they are. We've got Wesker. So it'd be nice to play them all the way through, because you can make up your own stories with this. Different characters can survive, and like Chris might die in scenario 1, you don't know. Someone else might be the hero of the story. which is what I like about it. I think that's Brad. Yeah, that's Brad because he's got his helmet on the ground. Yeah, it's Brad. Red. If I wanted to, I could do a Brad campaign. Bradden Evil. Because I've got a mini from him from Resident Evil 2, one from Resident Evil 3, the advanced one from here, this one, and then the main one from here. So I could do a 4-player Brad mission, which would be quite funny. It's Richard. Yeah, he's one of my favourites. I think he's cool. I think he's like, bar Rebecca, he's the youngest one of Bravo team. The comms specialist, I believe. It's Edward Dewey. Again, he's not seen in Resident Evil because he dies in Resident Evil 0. Jumps through the window of the train. Poor chap. But who knows, his fate might be different in this game. He may be the only survivor. We'll have to wait and see. There's Enrico, the captain of Bravo team. Yeah, so it was a voting system for the ones that survived. He did like a story, and it was really, really well written. This Sherwin Matthews. So I'll post a link so you can read it. I quite liked it. I might even put it in the description, like the whole story beats. But yeah. And as I was saying, the advanced cards. So these are different to their main cards. They've got different abilities. So in Resident Evil 2, you get to unlock them at different points. I think in the Resident Evil 2, Advanced Leon, you got when he was shot by Annette. You had the choice whether to change regular Leon to Advanced Leon, and it gave him different abilities, stuff like that, which is quite cool. But yeah, got your dodge dice. So that means you roll 2 dice for your dodge, how much you can carry, and I'm assuming that's how much kerosene you can carry, which is what you use to burn zombies to stop them coming back as Crimson Heads. So I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of backtracking in this game to replicate the danger of leaving zombies to resurrect. But put them back, and then we'll have a look at our scenery. And here we have the terrain box. So this, although it's not essential to play the game, because in the main game, the tokens you get are like door tokens and stuff. So you can play it without this, but I would highly advise getting this, only because one of the issues I found in the original Resident Evil 2 game, the board game, luckily I had the doors, but the doors that you got with the game, with the main game, not the plastic ones, which I'll show you in a sec, they were just a bit of card, and it was hard to see whether a door was open or shut, because if the door is shut behind you, zombies can't pursue you, whereas if they stay open, they can. So that's a mechanic that requires you to have doors. And much to my wife's disapproval, I've got more doors now. There you are. Open them up and see what they look like. And they're just not just plain doors. They're textured and they look like doors that you would find in the mansion. That's probably an outsidey door. You get a few of each kind. Another outsidey door. Another outsidey door. Then like mansion doors. Nice. Very nice. Very detailed. Then you got corpses. So when you kill a zombie, you don't remove them. You replace them with corpse tokens. And corpse tokens can come back as Crimson Heads. Have a look. Whoa. That's nice. That is nice. Look at that. Oh, the detail on that is incredible. It really is.
awesome. I believe they're all the same. Yeah, that's a shame. So the Resident Evil 2 ones, and I think the Resident Evil 3 ones had different corpses put down, but I've got them so I can use them again. Yeah. Where the corpses, more doors. Again, lab doors or more mansion doors. There's like your basement and going towards Neptune sort of doors. And then different mansion doors. Very nice. Very, very nice. What else we got? Oh, you got walls. Doors and walls. Don't leave home without them. Banisters. Oh, I like that. Banisters. That's a nice touch. So if you recall, above the dining hall, there was a banister that ran along. I'm sure you can have that on the board now, looking down at the dining table. That's very neat. I like that a lot. That's awesome. That's very cool. I get excited about banisters. Go me. And some walls. So these are like impassable. So it's a squares-based game. You get, if it's anything like Resident Evil 2, you get 4 actions a turn. You can use it to shoot, to move, to interact with something. So walls are placed, so you can't just move straight on the tile. You might have to go around obstacles. And then there's stairs that lead up and down. And lifts. That's neat. And then the final bits is so for campaign mode, you've got typewriters and item boxes. There's your item box. So also you have a set amount of inventory space, and I assume this is going to help. And you've got the typewriters. Very nice. I probably won't paint these ones up because I've painted up my Resident Evil 2 ones and they look exactly the same. But who knows? One day I might paint them up, but there's no sense of urgency. And then ink ribbons. Again, campaign mode, it's how many times you can save. And by saving, so you fail a scenario if you run out of, if it's the same as Resident Evil 2, you fail a scenario by running out of tension cards, and you draw a tension card at the end of each of your activation. If you run out, you lose. Whereas an ink ribbon, if you save a typewriter, you discard an ink ribbon and then you shuffle the discarded tension deck back into the main deck, and then basically starts over, which is good. Yeah, the final box is the game trays. So let's open them up and see what that looks like. And the last bit is the extra game trays. So I assume this just fits in. Once all the tokens have been popped out, like your ammo, your weapons and ammo dials and cards and stuff, and a few more slots for minis. Just keeps it all nice and neat. So it's a nice touch. It was free, so compared to everything else, this is the least exciting. But it's nice that they thought about that and sent that out. So yeah, that'll be utilised to just make the game a bit neater once it's packed away. And the final thing. So I will say this now. I'm about to reveal a spoiler. So this is your spoiler warning. So I'll do a countdown. When I hit 0, I will be showing what the spoiler is for the next Kickstarter. So you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here it comes. So the next game that Kickstarter will be doing is Resident Evil 4. So they did this in the Resident Evil 3 box that got sent out. They put one of these in for this Resident Evil 1. So this will hopefully go live soon on Kickstarter. So keep an eye out. If you hadn't had a chance to get any of this stuff, perhaps you'll be able to get some of the Resident Evil 4 stuff. I highly recommend it. I probably won't go for it myself because I'm quite happy sticking to Raccoon City stuff. If they ever did like an Outbreak or a Resident Evil 0 expansion, I'll be all over it. But But I think the amount of games I've got, I might. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. It depends how much it is and when it comes out. If it is feasible, but we'll see. But yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing of the Resident Evil board game. If you would like to me to film playing it, then I'm more than happy to. If that's something you guys want, I have to figure out how to do that. But I will probably at some point do some painting tutorials of zombies and hunters and some of the characters, maybe. Probably the base game stuff, and then a couple of the other characters as and when, as we find them, as we play it. But yeah, so there we have it. The Resident Evil board game by Steamforged Games. Check it out yourself. You can probably buy it online. But yeah, keep an eye out for the Resident Evil 4 when it comes to Kickstarter. If you enjoy these videos, I will post a PayPal link. It's just to help me with improving my videos. So I do Warhammer Battle Reports as well, as you can probably see on my channel. And it just improves stability of the camera because I'm just holding my phone at the moment on a stick. But something to help with the shakiness and just general improvement of my channel. So if you feel like donating, anything will be very, very welcome. So yeah, hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next vid. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and share. Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.